the recap. So you guys found yourselves at a Vistani camp that is Mark led you guys to be able to sell some goods. And while you were there, you found that they were having a party, telling tales, and now you find yourselves...
There was an echo?
There's an echo?
There was.
No, that's the stream.
Were you talking about Anthony from 2 weeks ago?
Mute that tab.
Mute that tab. Yes, so they were telling tales, and then you guys caught wind that there's a fortune teller that knows a ton of stuff, named Madame Eva, and you guys are here preparing for your reading. Anything else you guys need me to recap on?
If there was that scary gallows that there was a person on and then not a person on.
Yeah, that was Oscar saw himself hanging, right?
Yes.
And everybody else just saw a random villager, where Romero was like, all right, I'll take down the body so we can bury it, and then it poofed.
Poof. Scary.
Spooky glowy eyes in the woods.
Side note,
Spooky.
I saw some awesome fan art about Weekend at Strahd's.
Weekend at Strahd's?
Is that just two adventurers holding up dead Strahd's body, trying to pretend that he's still alive, doing his thing?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
I have to look this up now.
I'm gonna see if I can get it in the chat.
Can continue.
Okay, yes. So that's where we left off. I'll let him get the image in chat before we get completely distracted in the middle of her fortune telling.
Did not come up on Google image search, so I give up.
You can't immediately. Just done.
Trying to remember where the hell I saw it. It was on Reddit. I'm trying to figure where. I'm subscribed to too many D&D sites.
We have a group chat just for this exact occasion, for when we find
I've-
fan art of the book we're running.
I failed you.
We're not angry, we're just disappointed.
Okay.
It's worse.
I found an article, The Psychological Abuse of the Curse of Strahd.
That's that should be a fun read, especially since you guys are the very beginnings of it. I'm sure it's full of spoilers.
Studies.org.
Well, I thought we were like halfway through.
Hilarious.
It's funny because we're not.
All right. I mean, do you think you'll find the image soon, or should I get started?
Just get started.
Okay. So yes, you have Madame Eva. Romero pets Bungie. Is Romero already scared?
No, he just pets Bungie to pet Bungie.
Oh, okay. Initiative. What are you doing? Anyway.
Hold.
No, stop. So yes, Madame Eva, I forgot that you have the dumb number.
Case of ties.
ActionMath is gross.
Alright, so yeah, she's hunched over these decks of cards and she's excited to do her reading. She goes through and she goes off and starts to pull the first card of one of the decks. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. And she... Oh. No, I just want to pull the card off. That's how we
Now
do
we're
it.
just picturing an old lady having a hard time with computers.
She pulls out this card, and on it, can you guys see it very well?
Yeah, the abjurer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the abjurer. She sees, or she starts to say, she's like, now that I flip this card, I see it's in a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak to find it. I should have opened up a new...
I look over at Ramona's, like, above his head.
Who?
My brother. He's the tallest.
Ramona?
Ramono. No, that's not it.
It's in the
butchered
chat.
today. I'm trying.
See it.
Romero. My mouth wasn't working for a moment there.
It's alright, Oscar. It's alright.
Sorry. Did it really close the thing that I had open? It really did. Oh, come on, notes. This one. No. Oh, I can click this button. There we go. Sorry. Technical difficulties with this old lady. Okay. She goes and reaches to the deck to pull the next card. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. Pulling out the next card, which is the Four of Shepherd. Or Four of Glyphs, the Shepherd. You find the mother. She who gave birth to evil. Going back to the cards again, she says out loud, this card is a power of strength. It tells a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight.
Ooh, a 6.
The Evoker. She studies the card closely and she goes, to find it, search for the crypt of a wizard ordinaire. His staff is the key.
Should we be taking notes of this?
I was just gonna ask that.
I can go over it again after her reading.
Aiden, you have like writing equipment, right? Aiden,
Yeah,
take some
I have
notes.
so much paper.
I didn't realize this was gonna be like a whole history lesson.
We're getting a test on this afterwards.
Madame Eva looks up at you guys and she raises an eyebrow. Is all well with you?
That's a loose term.
We're trying our best over here.
Nothing too scary so far.
Basically the same stuff.
She reaches her hand to a much smaller deck than the one she was originally pulling from. This card will shed light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. It is the
Oh, he's so ugly.
No, we got a puppet.
She looks confused at this as well. What horror is this? I see a man made by a man, aegis and alone. It haunts the towers of the castle.
I mean, most men tend to be made by, like, you know, a man and a woman. That's how life is.
She gives you a blank stare back. And then she begins to reach out for the card. She's like, this final card. It will tell you where your enemy, the creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him.
Is he not in his castle?
Thought he was in a big castle.
She flips over the final card to reveal a ghost. She says to look to the father's tomb.
Didn't we just leave a tomb?
I thought, didn't we just bury somebody's dad?
No, we buried his son. Did we bury Dad?
Yeah,
We buried two
One of-
bodies.
one of each. One dad, one son.
You didn't bury his dad.
Who's... What a...
Only kids. You guys have only buried 3 kids.
No. Burgermeister man. Who'd we bury for him?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
that
dad.
is Irina's dad.
Is-
And, or, Ismark's dad.
All
So
right.
3
Yeah, it's the
kids
first reason
and
we
a
went
dad.
there.
Way to go, DM. Remembering everyone who we've buried.
Oscar has thrown me off with his hobo bag of kids' bones. So yes, did you guys want me to repeat any of those for you to scribble down?
Who's taking notes?
I did.
Aiden, you got all of it?
Yes, I do. I have an expert memory.
Then we should be good. Worst case scenario, we can just watch the stream on YouTube.
This is true.
The metagaming.
It's my superpower.
Oh no, it's a Discord stream now.
Okay. So Madame Eva looks at you. She's any questions, any at all, even beyond this telling.
I'm very confused.
How many
Is
licks
there
does
a
it
way...
take to get to the
Hold up.
center of a
Wait, where's
Tootsie
my
Pop?
voice again?
A what?
Never
Go
mind.
ahead. Is there a way to kill Strahd?
There are items spewed around that I believe may help, but he alone is not a force you want to reckon with. These items that I've laid out to you and this friend that you can recruit are your best chances.
I
So,
see.
what do these items look like?
And she said one's a sword, one is the spooky dude, and I don't know on the other ones.
There's a
I mean, I'm
holy
pretty sure it was
symbol,
an artifact.
and there is history that can be found that will explain Strahd to you.
Was there like a magic staff?
Yes.
That's a holy symbol, I guess.
No, it's a weapon of vengeance.
That's the sword.
the S word.
Neat.
How big of a sword are we talking?
How big? I have not seen it myself. I do as the cards explain to me.
Could we get all these clues in like a rhyme or a cool song to help us remember?
She stares at you blankly.
I don't think she's the singing type.
No, that's your job, Oscar.
There might be a handout, actually, let me look, of what she looks like. Let me see if I can find it.
A handout of her appearance? I was hoping it was going to be a handout of the answers.
The answers to what? The
Yeah.
quiz?
Here are the convenient answers.
This is how you get to all the places that you need to go. Here is a map from
It's gonna
point
be a multiple
A.
choice, so please follow.
I've laid out the railroad tracks. Here.
Do any of your cards say map to Strahd?
I have given you a hint of where you will encounter him. If you guys
The
have...
father's tomb.
She does look like the ghost card.
Yeah,
Who
if
looks
you have
like
my
a ghost
stream
card?
up.
She does kind of look like it.
Yeah, she's not the singing type.
I mean, she could, but that's a different
You
type
never
of
know.
musical.
Can't judge a person by just their looks. I mean, look at Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to say?
Alright. So you guys don't have any other
Well,
questions for her?
Everybody else out of the room. I start waving them away.
Don't touch her cards! So did the rest
Bad
of you...
touch, bad touch.
You flew the ghost.
The ghost is tapped.
Oh my goodness. I don't know why he gives you guys control over these cards. Anyway, so...
I'm glad it shows who took one.
So...
Maybe the DM won't notice.
So, do you guys leave?
Yeah, I start to leave.
I guess.
Were you shooing us away, Aiden?
Well, if you guys are just leaving.
I just ask her if she knows which of these is closest to where we are now. Or if any are on our path to, I can't remember the town we're taking.
Stalwart.
Vallaki.
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 Vallaki, the stalwart town.
Yes.
Close to you. She thinks for a bit, and she doesn't seem to be able to place on her, on the top of her head. Nothing feels terribly close.
Well then.
Oh, whoops. Ignore all that.
What are you trying to touch?
I was trying to steal the card from some time ago. My tablet wasn't connecting, and then it connected.
Suddenly
All at once.
and quickly. Are you actually gonna try and take one of her cards?
He already has one card.
No, I know he took it in roll 20, but he didn't RP that he was taking it.
She's saying he doesn't actually have any cards.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll leave the card.
It's too high up on my screen right now for me to just take it back. Steal it. I don't. No, stealing doesn't work because you have to give me permission to steal it.
There you go. I
Oh
gave it
God.
to you, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Have
It's
to give the DM permission to steal cards.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, and you're just gonna start flip. Okay. Anyway, so does everyone leave with Maker shooing everyone, or do some of you try to stay?
I leave.
I'm gonna leave
Maker
too.
knows what he's doing. He took all the
Come
notes. It's all on him.
You mean Aiden?
Aiden, yeah.
Curious if she has any other wisdom for us. And stay for a minute.
Okay. Fench, did you leave?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so it's just Jorin and Aiden left.
Yep.
Okay.
Jorin, I have something I need to ask, but I need some privacy.
Ooh. Well, I didn't have anything in particular of importance I wanted to ask. I can leave you.
Thank you.
I leave.
Okay.
Alright. Miss Madam Eva, you can see anything?
Most anything.
Alright. Then tell me, how many days do I have left?
Days you have left. Well, you see, most of my knowledge deals with Strahd himself and the surrounding area. As far as individuals, that's a tough one for me.
She
So
don't
you
give
have
a
nothing
fuck
for
about
me.
you.
No, nothing for you in particular. I apologize, dearie.
Well, thank you for your time.
I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help.
I sort of give Reagan signs, I'm out. And then leave.
All right. Jordan, did you want to go in since he left if you have more questions?
No, that's okay.
Okay. So then you guys find yourselves back at the encampment?
Yeah.
With giant horses.
Yes, the giant draft horses.
Forgot about the giant horses.
So did I.
No Trojan horses. They're probably carrying Vistani bandits inside of themselves.
Inside of each horse. Alright. So, yep. You guys had the fortune. I believe Ismark had pointed Aiden out to one of these other tents over here on the opposite side for selling goods.
Oscar, if you want to sell things, these tents over here contain the merchants.
Yes. Let us go.
Very subtle.
Aiden is known for his subtlety.
Sure.
I'm the most subtle person in the world. What are you talking about?
Okay. So who all goes?
Shopping
Uh,
spree.
I
I
think I have stuff to sell.
have these 3 moss agates I need to sell.
Okay. Yeah, everyone headed this way. Jorin. I'll put them over here. What about you, Fench?
You don't want to get shortchanged?
I'm coming over.
Okay. So yeah, so there is one tent in particular, this one, where you see a... Sorry. I had it up and then I lost it. Okay. You see a set of short tables arranged underneath of the tent with various colored cloths covering the tables. On top you see various items such as weaponry and adventure items laid across. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to them. Behind the short tables you see a single man kind of rearranging and cleaning things on the tables.
How do you know he's single?
It is one man. And I'm DM, I know all.
Just one guy to sell to?
Yes.
Hey, can I sell some stuff to you?
The man turns around quickly, excited by hearing the word sell, and he's like, "Ah, yes, yes, I am Besnik Sinti, here and ready to buy anything you have to sell to me."
Well, great. Buy this
Awesome.
brush and this decorative longsword.
How much are you asking for?
I don't know, how much is this longsword worth?
A long sword. I have to think. Typical long sword usually goes about 10 gold. Is that plenty for you?
This is a decorative one.
Yes, decorative, but doesn't mean it's good in combat.
No. It's for show. It's a decorative sword.
What skill is for haggling?
Persuasion.
Is it persuasion?
Persuasion.
Yeah.
I'd say insight to see if he's lying, and then something to convince him.
I mean, yeah, I guess you don't really know how much the actual sword would be worth.
Yeah, you can do an insight, Stryder, first. Okay. Hearing his motivations, he seems to be honest about the typical going price for a basic longsword. And then you can try to do a persuasion. There you go. Besnik thinks about it for a bit. He's like, I guess it does have on its hill a windmill, correct? If I'm looking at this correctly? It looks as if it's a family crest of sorts.
Yeah.
I'll give you an extra 5 gold on top. How's that? 15 gold.
Drive a hard bargain, sir, but if you'll buy the brush for 25 as well, it's a deal.
I'll call it then. He digs into a back pocket. You can't really tell how much gold he does have, but he does fish out 40 to hand to you for both the sword and the brush.
Nice.
And then Besnik realizes he's surrounded by a whole group of you. He's like, do the rest of you have things to sell? I am a bit of a collector. I'll take whatever you have.
Yeah, we
course.
each have some stuff.
Some
A little bit
stuff.
here and there.
A little
yeah,
bit.
you know, the normal adventuring soaps.
Soaps. I mean, I don't have many soaps on my person, so that would be useful.
I mean, a traveling group with this many men, you guys have no soaps amongst you?
Well, you said adventurer soaps. We're not adventurers. We're simply Vistani.
There can be adventures to be had in that.
I mean, you look at
But the
me.
cool thing,
He points to his wear. It's just color for cloth. He's like, I don't adventure. I collect.
well, the only thing that's different between adventuring soap and regular soap is once you use it a few times, you get a cool colored D20 on the inside.
What is this, like a bath bomb?
Actual thing.
Is this real?
A bath bomb with with dice in the middle.
I don't know what kind of soap you use.
I don't
I
want
don't
to.
want to know.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
I've smelled some
Crackle
D&D
Jack soaps.
players. I've smelled some quote adventurers. I don't want to know what soaps they use.
Adventure must.
Magic the Gathering tournament soap.
It's not as bad as Yu-Gi-Oh soap.
Anyway, so he kind of like raises his eyebrow. He's like, soap with something in the center.
Yeah, but that's my adventuring soap. I don't know if anybody else wanted to sell theirs. I have to keep myself clean and pretty.
I'm not
I
sure if I'd be
take my 3 moth agates and place them on the table for him to hopefully get away from the soap conversation.
All right, he looks at the moss agates and kind of like picks one up and brings it up to the light. How much you asking?
I'd expect 15 each.
15 each. Don't usually see these worth so much. Do a persuasion.
I'm not good at these. told you I'm not good at these.
Mm.
You tried though, and
You
trying
did.
is half the battle.
Fair.
Half is being good, but hey,
15 seems a bit high. There's 3 of them. How about I give you 25 for the set of 3?
Boy, that's almost, nearly half what I was asking. How about 30?
30? Sure, I'll do 30. And he reluctantly this time kind of goes into his bag and pulls out another 30 gold to hand to you, Jorin.
I don't actually say that to him.
Okay, you don't click your heels.
I don't click my heels as I walk away, a tiny man.
All right. As for the rest of you,
I mean, I just got like a butt ton of gems I could sell you.
A
In the
whole-
market for fineries and jewelries.
I mean, I'm in the market for anything. As I said, I collect, and there aren't too many adventurers around, so this is always an exciting day.
All right. Well, before I sell it to you, let me just real quick ask: did any of you guys want this silvered sword that I had?
I can use it.
Just
Seems
immediately.
pretty useful.
All right. I'll hold on to that. We can talk later. And then, did anybody need this crystal orb?
What does it do?
You can use it as an arcane focus. I know once we get a little higher up, we can use scrying with it and stuff, but I ain't got that kind of spells.
That sounds above my pay grade.
Don't know
Just
much
a
about
bit.
that.
All right, so then you're in luck. I have this mystical crystal ball orb. It's normally worth about 75 gold, but for you, I'll make you a deal for 50.
He picks it up and he looks at it. He's like, it's a little cloudy. It's not very clear. You sure it's worth 50? Persuasion.
Absolutely.
Roll better than me.
He looks at it. He's like, what about this is so great?
Well, you see, this one was actually used by a great wizard, and it was used throughout the kingdom to scry. Actually, well, so the story goes, it was scryed, to be used as a tool to aid the king, but I think it was mostly just used to perv on some of the milk ladies.
The milk ladies, you say?
Yes, the fair maidens of the land.
You are selling me a spyglass used by a perverted man for 50 gold.
Yeah, I know. I guarantee you can probably sell it for even higher than that to some of these guys here.
50 is a little bit much. I don't know if I have many buyers that are skirt peekers.
I mean, it's like going to the brothels just without the case of getting herpes.
How about 35?
I'll be taking a bit of a loss, but you're right. We'll start off with a good deal. 35 seems fine.
Okay. He digs around and hands you the 35 gold and puts the orb on the furthest table by itself, away from many.
All right.
So you have
Yeah,
anything?
also-
Oh, go on.
Well, I got more things. I do have this this nice box of jewelry here, made of silver and gold. The jewelry box itself also contains 4 golden rings. Not necessarily any history to them, but I do place the value at the box about. The box is probably 250, and the gold rings are about 500 each. But I'll sell it to you for an even 200.
Hold on. How much did you say the box is?
150
And each ring, all the 4 rings together?
are also probably worth about 50. That's why I'm bringing the prices down so low. I trust your sales, and I know I don't have the time to look for a buyer, but I know you do.
He
And
kind
there's
of
always the milkmaids the rings came off of, right, Oscar?
is this is this a package deal? You actually sent me perverted man's glass and jewelry he's stolen to spy on them from wherever they are?
I don't believe the jewelry is from the perverted man. I myself haven't checked into the history, just the clarity of the gems and the rings.
Clarity, you say. He starts to pick up one of the rings and he kind of looks at it a bit. Persuasion.
All right. Ooh.
And he goes,
I mean, it's still an 8. It's still better than Jorin.
That is still a critical fail. That's still a 1.
Yes. So he looks him over. He's like, I'm not so sure about your ability to tell the clarity of gems. Do you have good eyewear? Because I don't think I agree that these rings are cost so much.
Well, what do you think they are worth, my good sir?
I'd put them at about 25 apiece.
Is that, did you not notice the mark of the artist here on the side? And I show a little, like, dent mark on the ring that looks like it could be an art piece.
He runs his finger over it and he's like, why does only one of these rings have these if it's a signature?
Because the rings were to be worn as a set.
Persuasion again.
That is a pretty good sword.
All right, he goes,
He's too clever.
So a set of rings, if you wear all 4, is it comfortable on your knuckle?
Well, I heard it makes snapping pretty cool.
All right, so I won't give you 50 apiece. How about 35 apiece?
Well, that's why I was originally going to offer you all 4 rings plus the jewelry box for only 200.
He looks it over again. 175 for the set.
175. As much as I don't wish to hold on to these items to sell them, I can't go that low.
190.
195.
192.
193.
193 it is. He
All right.
he starts digging through his bag, pulling out enough gold, and he puts the rings in the box and also puts them next to the crystal orb, slightly believing that they might be part of that set.
Brazen shit.
Whatever works, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Question to the DM.
Yes.
I note in my inventory I have a doll of missing girl, and then it just says next to that, is no fun, is no Blinksy. What was
that's Mad
It was from
Mary.
the house.
Yeah, she was holding onto the doll, and the tag on it has that, or the hem of the dress has that stitched onto it.
Oh, right. Going over my stuff. I mean, the only thing else I really have of interest to sell is this beautiful necklace, but I doubt you could afford it.
If you're willing to show it to me, I won't take it from your hands. I'll just take a glance at it.
Alright, I take out and I present to him. It's a thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant in it.
A peasant.
Yeah.
He looks
Yeah,
at
the cows.
Solidified peasant in the.
yes. He starts to rub his chin and kind of looks at it. He's like, "You are correct. I don't believe this is in my purview to be able to price. The gold I'm used to, topaz. That's a bit rarer."
That's understandable. I mean, a beauty like this is at least maybe 2,000 or maybe 1,050. But that's understandable. I might hold on to this for a buyer who can ante up some higher coin.
Hey, Jorin.
Hello.
Is he trying to get us robbed?
I haven't experienced that before, but I'm getting a little scared.
Yeah, because I just considered robbing.
He's easy to rob. The problem is Romero afterward.
What?
All right. So then Besnick looks around. He's like, "So, all of you haven't sold yet. Sir with the shield and Sir over there in the back. Do you also have items of interest to sell?"
I have nothing of note. Do wish to buy, but I do not have the gold.
Are you selling as well?
I am. So he kind of like waves his hand over the short tables. The only things he has available, though, are very basic adventuring gear that you recognize from your early days. Nothing extravagant.
Your goods remind me of a younger me. I just started out venturing.
You mean last week?
Yep. Back before I had a deed to a windmill, a topaz necklace, and this creepy ass doll.
A deed to a windmill, you say?
Yes.
You might see it on your adventures. It is a big eyesore.
Oh, so you know the windmill I now own.
Well, I did not know that you now owned it, but most people can recognize that windmill from a bit away.
DM, where were we heading again? What was the place called?
Vallaki.
Vallaki. Dear sir, do you know will we be able to pass the windmill on the way to Vallaki?
Yes. You'll have to backtrack a bit and get back on the main road, but you will definitely come across. It stands alone on top of the mountains.
Ooh, had to go check that out, definitely.
Didn't Tarot Lady say something about mountains?
She did.
Wonder if it's the same mountains.
We can always go check it out.
Well, you do own the windmill.
Yeah.
We should probably deliver Ismark and his sister first.
I mean, but the windmill's on the way.
They
It's
said
not
it's
really
on top
his
of a
sister.
mountain. What are you saying? Oscar's not really my brother?
We're basically twins.
Yeah, look at us. We stand next to each other.
There's a good like foot or two height difference. Our skin is several colors different. Not to mention eyes.
Yeah, not to mention
Mine are
the eyes.
blue
at
and
all.
you're, black. On the iris.
You know, you're right. All of you tall people look the same.
Halfling woes. Alright.
Halfling racism.
It's not racism when they're the short ones.
Goodness. Alright. Besnick looks around. He's like, "I see you're all chatting. Are you still previewing? Are you still selling?"
We're doing other things without us being here?
Okay. Are you guys gonna go around to any other areas, or are you guys gonna try
That's
and...
just the one tent?
That was the one. The other tents seem to be more housing than anything if you take glances over at them. They don't seem to be selling anything.
Okay.
I don't feel a need to do anything else with the tents.
Oh, I know. Can I sell this big ass club?
What's the going price for big ass clubs these days?
I don't know, but I'm not going to use it.
Fair.
Found it.
I don't have a table up for Big Ass Club. Let me,
You have a table for Great Club. That's its actual name.
Okay. Gizmo, stop it! I'm not going outside.
Oh, is that what that noise was?
Yeah, baby dog bark. He's not a baby dog. He's just a very small dog.
It's like a baby dog, but like big, but like.
But like
no,
old.
Shut up. Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
he's old and maybe like 7 pounds.
Joke might be dead, but I found it. Threw it in chat.
The joke might be dead. Hold on.
Oh, I was right. It's exactly that.
It was. You. So it's like another supplementary thing you can do.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Good stuff.
Do I need to check on the dog or?
I don't know. I think he's fine. He's just hanging out outside your door.
All right. Where was
Waiting.
I? We're just waiting.
Menacingly.
He's not allowed in because Bono. Okay. So you're selling me a big ass club?
Yeah, and I pull it out.
You whip it out.
Yeah, I whip out my big ass club.
He looks it over. He's like, it seems pretty plain, but how much are you asking for?
Whatever the going rate for clubs are.
How about 2 silver?
Two silver? That can't be right.
Romero,
is a
you
club.
marketed this as a big ass club.
Look at it. It's
Basically a stick off a tree.
You could bonk. It's basically a tree.
Trees
They're-
are everywhere.
Rate of firewood today. You're selling him a piece of firewood.
Piece of
I
fire.
want at least 5 silver.
5 silver, sir.
Yes, I mean it's got leather grips on it at the very least.
It does?
Yes,
What is the description of this great club?
it's basically the Captain Caveman Club.
Persuasion. He looks it over and he's like, I guess leather grips do up its price a bit. 3 silver?
Fine.
And he
Romero,
hands
it is better than carrying around a tree you weren't going to use.
he hands you over 3 silver.
Cool.
So the
Exercise equipment.
giant horses outside. Do you own those?
They belong to the whole camp. How do you think we pull the wagons? And he like motions towards the several wagons behind his tent.
And does each horse pull a wagon, or do you have some extras?
Well, we have various wagons in and out, and the horses will sometimes rest here. Are you implying something?
I was just seeing if you had a horse or two to sell.
To sell? Oh, they're not for me to sell.
Okay. What about our 2 friendly NPCs? Do they have anything they want to sell?
No, they kind of just stood in the back. Ismar kind of looks at me. He's like, no, I packed only what we needed.
couldn't get a little time of like Hops talking to Hops, trying to sell Hops other things.
NPC and NPC and NPC. Just 3 NPCs and you guys sit and watch.
We just watch them trade over and haggle. You know, plot advancing stuff.
Very important. Right.
Actually, there is one thing I am interested in that you guys might have here. Do you happen to have a disguise kit?
A disguise kit.
Yes.
Let me dig through all of my wares. He kind of turns around into a box. You don't see any disguise kits clearly sitting out. He pulls out a pouch. I believe this is a disguise kit. Looks through the contents. Yes. How much do you want for it?
I'll give you. Do I know how much the disguise kit? I mean, can I look through it first? Do I like have an idea of how much it's worth?
He's willing to kind of like pull out the major items. He doesn't want to like hand it over to you. What he pulls out is some cosmetics, some dyes, and small props, kind of like fake glasses, things to put on your ears to make them look
Like,
pointy.
full wig in there?
Doesn't look like this one comes with a wig, but it looks like the dye could be used for maybe a hair dye.
All right. What do you
Oscar,
value
I don't
this
know
at?
if that's going to help you.
I had some plans with this.
Okay.
You guys are like gypsies, right? You guys sell two-sided, like, you know,
I
fake
think it's
coins.
what's on the inside that they don't like, Oscar.
Fake coins? No, I don't have any of those. Nothing.
Like a coin that has the same base on both sides.
I can't say I've come across that myself.
Dang.
But as far as this disguise kit, how about cut you a deal, 25 gold.
25 gold, and it's got no wigs? I mean, if you at least get me a wig, I'll do the 25 gold.
You want me to just find you a wig? Any wig?
Preferably maybe like a long brown wig.
A long brown wig. What shade of brown?
Like a nice dark amber.
You see the merchant walk over to the horses.
No!
They
No!
all got giant black hair.
Did you just assume their hair color?
I can see the photo. They're all the exact same, facing the exact same way, standing by the water with giant red backgrounds. You know,
Yes.
like horses.
The horses are standing there with red backdrops.
I like to think it's for the minstrel show later on.
I'll actually, but I will gesture to our friendly NPC at her hair, and say something along that color.
He raises both eyebrows. He's like, "You want a wig that looks like hers over there?"
Yes.
Wow.
I ask no questions, and he kind of digs around. And
I mean, you already bought my jewelry box.
the best thing he can find is a shoulder length wig, maybe 2 shades darker than that amber brown.
It'll have to do.
He throws that in with a disguise kit, and he's like, "All right, 25 gold.
Yep.
All right, you guys make the
you go.
exchange."
Make it sound so dirty.
He is still confused at your motives.
As is everybody in the party.
It's not one to.
All right. Anything else buying or selling?
Nope.
Trying and buy.
Wait, does he sell like large amounts of weapons?
He does not have a large amount. It seems like maybe 2-ish parties similar to your size have gone through and sold some smaller items like short swords, daggers, but nothing that stands out as anything above what you already own.
It's no like big swords or nothing.
No.
Damn. Oh well.
That on the ground. All those hopes.
Yeah. Ismark, seeing that you guys are kind of slowing down talking to the merchant, he asks if you guys are ready to head out and to head to Vallaki.
Can we still make it today?
Yeah, he says that it's probably a little bit past noon. So you still have maybe another 6 so hours of sunlight.
And how far is the journey?
He says last that he heard it's 4 or 5 hours.
So we'd just be making it before night.
Yes, but Ismark, he goes, he kind of hints that he'd prefer to have an actual building to sleep in rather than be out at night.
Do we have any idea how far the windmill would be? Is that further or closer?
You can ask. You guys wouldn't know because Ismark's guiding you through the route he knows to Vallaki.
Alright, Ismark, do you know of a large windmill that I was told is on the route to Vallaki?
Oh, yes. I'm familiar with a windmill. We will pass it along the road.
So that'll be quicker to get to the windmill?
It would be, but it is not necessarily a place I believe we'd want to spend the night.
Oh, why not?
It's dilapidated, and I believe it's already occupied, but I don't know many people that go in and out of there.
Well, if it's already occupied, I gotta get rid of those squatters. The windmill's my rightful property.
It's your property?
Yes, I own it.
How did you come to own? You guys are not natives.
I've worked with deals with people to acquire things, and I take out a little deed.
He looks confused and surprised all at once. He's like, "Oh, okay."
We've lived rich lives before meeting you.
He kind of like nods his head. He's like, "Okay, yes, we can make our way there. It's all on the same route."
It just seems instead of cutting it close, we can maybe camp there. To just always stay moving in sunlight. I mean, what does the rest of the party think?
I don't think I'm against that idea.
I'm
I
kind of
guess-
interested.
I guess it's fine either way to me.
Do we think we're not going to make it into?
Well, I mean, we're cutting it pretty close. Got about a 5-hour trip, and it's going to be dark within 5 or 6 hours. One little hiccup, and then we're out running the roads. Nighttime, vampire territory.
What's your
What?
opinion, Aiden?
Hmm. Well, if we're stuck out in the woods at nighttime, it's gonna get dangerous. We could always backtrack when we get back to town.
Oh, let's just ask the people that live in the area. That's probably a good idea. Should we play it safe, or should we go?
I mean, I think we should play it safe. Go to the windmill.
I don't know that that's the safe.
It's safe time-wise. How far do you think the windmill is?
Ismark kind of goes into his pack and digs through to pull out a map to kind of, he starts tracing out a route. If he had to take a guess, he'd say it's about 3.5 hours from here.
It's 3.5 hours, and we have to clean it out. Do you have a place to stay already at the town, Ismark?
There is an inn that welcomes all kinds of guests.
I feel like the town is a safer place to get to today, and we can return to the windmill after when we don't have other people with us.
But we know there is going to be a fight there.
Well, I mean, we're not 100% sure. You said there might have been somebody living there.
I thought the trader said there was dangerous sorts going to and from it.
Was this true? I don't remember. I just remember making all that money.
Out of character.
That's your out of character voice?
Out of character.
Do you want to do something out of character, or you just want to like look at the
No, you're
camera for a
asking
moment?
out of character, aren't you?
What?
Are you
About
literally
what?
asking? I was literally so stunned by money that you couldn't tell what she was telling you.
With the that was in character.
Oh, that's my bad.
I mean,
thought you were out of character.
a little bit of both, but I ran to it with in character. I forgot if they said it was shady dealings or not.
You guys can try asking some of the folks around here if they've seen any comings to and from.
All right. I guess I'll go up to one of the guys and be like, "Hey, have you seen any shady comings and goings from the windmill up ahead?
You're asking
3-hour journey."
one of the drunk guys around the fire?
Yeah.
All right.
You know, the astute, always observant drunk guys by the fire.
He slashes his wine a little bit and he's like, "From that windmill. Yes, yep. I know the one you're talking about." Spills a little bit of his drink. He's like, "There's always a lady with a wagon. This little old hunch lady with a wagon. Where she goes, I don't know.
Does she look like she sells sweets?"
I've never looked in her wagon. It's just a tiny wagon and a hunched old lady."
Hey guys. I mean, it's a very vague description, but it does match that old lady who was killing kids.
So you're telling us you want us to abandon our escort of this beautiful young lady to go take her to go fight a witch who kills kids?
I mean,
I'm saying we
don't
make
think
a
she would say
small
no.
pit stop to go avenge this. I mean, a day in this town could be another child's life taken from us.
Wait,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know,
I'm with that
Oscar. I
logic.
feel like it would be more beneficial to not have hostages or
They're
anything.
very capable to defend themselves during a battle.
Ismark has proven himself capable, I believe, but I cannot remember her name for the life of me. Has not. Irina. You know, we have not seen any combat capabilities of Irina.
I make it my personal mission to keep Irina safe.
And it seems to be our mission to keep you safe.
So it's full circle. Everyone's watching everyone's back.
I don't
Honestly,
know.
You think they would say no?
Hey, Irina, you want us to drag you to kill a bunch of witches?
I'm not much of a combatant myself. I don't know how much I would be able to aid with a set of witches.
Hey,
How do you
Ismark,
know a
would it
set
be
of
better
witches?
if we dragged Irina with us to go kill a bunch of witches?
Absolutely not.
Well,
That answers
have
the
you been
question
hearing our
right there.
conversation this whole time?
We've been trying to be polite as you guys seem to be huddled around the Vistana camp to chat.
Well, I mean, this was about our travels
We know
onward.
Oscar's loud. I'm sorry.
You know, we know the journey is going to be about 5 or 6 hours before we get to town, and it's going to be about 5 or 6 hours before this. You know, it becomes night. We were thinking we could stop at this windmill I own beforehand. It's 3 hours, so we'll have plenty of daylight. We've also heard that the one old lady, the elderly, weak old lady that's been killing kids, was possibly seen around there.
She is weak and killing children.
I mean,
Children are also
aren't
weak.
strong.
Wait, I don't know if she's weak.
Ismark seems confused. He's like, I would much prefer to get Irina somewhere safe rather than taking our chances and forcing battle.
I vote with Ismark.
I
have no problem going back with you after, but I feel that we should not risk others' lives in the process.
And then Ismark also, he's thinking about it. And he's like, also, even if it takes us all the rest of daylight to get to town, there is still dusk. It doesn't.
Well, let's just go then.
Wait, yeah, I thought it was going to be like, dark in 6 hours. If we got dusk, that's fine.
Yeah, he said like 6 hours of daylight.
Yeah, I wrote dusk into the daylight hours.
6 hours of direct sunlight.
So it's settled. We'll go to town.
6 hours of not quite spooky, followed by kinda spooky, followed by really spooky.
Yes.
Some may argue that dusk is spookier than night. Because in the night, some things can just jump out and grab you. That can't necessarily see it.
That's the spooky part is not knowing.
I thought the spooky part was knowing.
Romero goes to the roadside and waits.
Ismark and Irina join. Except I keep also picking up Aiden's icon. There we go.
Was Aiden not going to join us?
I wasn't going to forcibly drag him. Alright, so you guys are ready to go back to adventuring outwards?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, I want my eyes peeled. I'm gonna find whatever's following us.
Hold on.
Didn't we know it was wolves?
Is it more
We
than
don't
wolves?
know that.
I don't think you know that.
Hey, where's the can you ping where the windmill is on the map?
Where it is?
Yeah.
Are you just curious? You guys are going to
Yeah.
pass it. You can't not. You'll see it as you pass. You just don't have to approach it.
I see it now.
Is it that?
That's what
Yeah.
we're looking at.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
Oh, wait, is this the town?
No,
Oh, that's
What's
the
that?
castle.
that's the castle.
That's the castle? We just go right there?
I mean, you could.
You
I'll
can.
go with you.
wait.
Well, I'm not saying we go. I'm just saying there it is.
So
There's
it's only
Ganondorf's
3
castle.
hours to get from where we're at to that tower?
Each hex is 0.3 miles, I believe. Or 0.3... What's the ruler say?
I have to scroll to see that. Is this the town we're going to over here?
Up north. North
So
of...
2.5 per
One
hex.
each hex is like quarter of a mile.
Yeah, and the pace
It rounds
is...
up to 0.3.
Yeah. And the pace is 3 miles an hour.
Okay. Barovia is quite tiny then.
Yeah, there's just a lot of places. All right. So yeah, so Ismark starts to begin the trek. He explains that from his understandings, continuing north up this path, you'll find yourselves at the bottom of a ravine. So we suggest backtracking back towards the gallows.
We are awfully close to that castle that we don't want to go to.
That's why we're moving our lovely lady away from that castle, too far away from it.
Yeah, we just get
You
real
sure
close
we just
to
can't climb up the ravine? That would seem to be the shorter path.
From stories I've heard, we can trek it and see for ourselves, but I've heard that it's very vertical is the easy way to say it.
And not everybody here is fit
Okay.
for that purpose.
I'm sure some of us could trek the ravine, but it's may not be worth the risk of our escort.
Yes, you might say that some of us are vertically challenged.
It makes climbing that much easier.
Less for your upper body strength. You just have longer to go.
Yeah, climb. He can do climbing just fine. It's stairs he has the trouble with.
Don't mention that, Nemesis.
All right.
It's alright, Jorin. I don't really like climbing either. It's this heavy armor.
Alright, so you guys start heading away from the encampment. You're following the signs of wagon travel that you had originally used to find the camp. The muddy path begins to disappear and turn back into the worn dirt road. You find yourselves... Nope, I don't want all the art that you guys drew. You guys find yourself passing again through areas of woods, so that you recall that you saw eyes darting from you. Aiden, right now, you don't seem to see the eyes darting back and forth. So yeah.
I made a successful check to find out that they were wolves.
Wait, we're going back around and not across here? Or was this the ravine you were talking about?
That
Yeah.
leads to the ravine.
That was
Okay.
Yeah, because if you see these lines, those are like elevation rise. These little...
Okay. So we gotta take the long road.
Yes. But yeah, having been down this path once already, it does not take you too long before you find yourselves back at the gallows where Oscar had seen himself hanging from not too long ago. Does Oscar not care?
I care. I just, if I don't talk about it, it didn't happen.
All right. And then you find yourselves again at the familiar signpost that reads Barovia Village, pointing east, the Sayre Pool in the direction you just came from, and Ravenloft / Vallaki to the southwest. Ismark double checks the sign, nods, and begins on the path this direction towards Ravenloft / Vallaki. Romero, roll a d20.
Slash roll.
Oh no.
Okay. As you're walking through, Romero, you look again upon the gallows where you had gone up and saw the body disappear, but nothing really seems to stand out to you. All right,
Those gallows are still really creepy.
Yes.
So you continue to follow the worn dirt road, and as you follow it, you begin to realize that the elevation actually starts to climb as you're climbing this road. So you find yourselves up here. Yep, the elevation has risen towards, and it's starting to get more steep as you follow it. Fench, roll a d20.
D20s. I can do that.
19. As you're walking up, you guys start to hear a rustling through the woods.
Oh,
Where
no.
is my...
My jimmies. I have a 5 in athletics, by the way. That helps.
Oh no. I opened up a link and it said I wasn't logged in. That's a lie. I just logged in on a different browser. So... Okay, so stumbling out of the woods, you hear something that doesn't sound quite like human footprint or human steps. Instead, what you see appear is, I have them, I swear I have a sheet. It is what looks like a creature you would usually see on the, oh, there's a handout. Here, show 2 players, show 2 everyone. I don't know if you guys have access to see this, unless you have the stream open. Yeah,
Yes, we see it.
it's a
Scary
scarecrow. He comes stumbling out of the woods, completely out of place, but an animate object of something from Harvest Festivals. Initiative.
Well, is he attacking us? Maybe
Yes.
he's friendly. Damn it. Alright. Just guessing, I want to say his weakness is fire.
I realized I didn't put the thing up, the turn tracker. You think I remember these things? Is it this one? It is this one. Does it have your up-to-date numbers? No, it doesn't. It still has Doru.
Cheater.
Cheats.
You have to select your token first.
I know, I need to move them. They're all piled up on top of each other, I think. Or is there only the one?
Oh, does that mean there's more than one?
You can just like swipe to make the box and it'll pick yours, since we can only pick up one token.
Blues could do, we can too.
Did you see they're remaking Blue's Clues?
No.
Let me zoom in.
Yep. It's got a new guy and everything.
How? Can't do that.
Not allowed.
Don't worry.
That seems perfectly.
I do.
He's a cool Asian guy. It looks awesome.
I don't know why I can't. Whatever.
It looks better than the Dora the Explorer movie. The live action one.
I regret not having this up already. Can I click into here and give them a turn 3? I can't.
Do you want us to re-roll?
Yeah, and I can change it. I can change it in the
I
thing.
rolled good.
No, I'll change it to these first set.
See? My first one was much gooder.
It's not giving me your turns. Oh, it only got
Because our
Aiden's?
tokens aren't on the page. Our tokens aren't on the page, just Aiden's.
No, they all are. Now it's letting me separate them all out. Don't move them. Add turn. Add turn. Add turn.
We are all very far apart.
I'm just doing this for sake of giving us all turns. And then I need a token for the scarecrow anyway. I know. Okay. Or I think there might be a generic battle, random battle map. Hello. Okay, this is easier. Oh, I lost you again. I totally know what I'm doing in Roll20. It's. I got this.
Sure seems that way.
Totally believable. No.
Hey, look, someone made you a scarecrow.
There you go. Oh. He's gone now.
Oh no, I can't see anything.
Did it pace you guys in?
It's all black.
I can see nothing.
Wherever we are, it's huge.
It's very dark.
It's very big.
I disabled
It's not
dynamic
that big.
lighting. Can you still not see?
The whole thing's only like 150 feet across.
No.
125.
You guys still can't see?
Correct.
Nope.
Does not appear that I am here. I can't even see my token.
You are indeed
Just,
there.
if this is the area, you might as well just turn off dynamic lighting.
I did.
Dun dun dun.
Bum.
It's a ghost.
Oh.
Fog of War. Yeah, dynamic lighting's not enabled. Maybe I just have to give all of you sight.
Oh, that would tend to help.
I demand dark
Those are
vision.
eyes. But it's daylight. We went over this. We can fight for 5 hours.
Still want dark vision.
Is this fixing anything?
Nope.
I didn't get to you yet.
Oh, I see me.
What? Jealous.
You should be able to see now.
Should I be here?
I am a Fench.
I don't know.
I can't even see my drawing on the map.
I can't pick up my token either, so...
Oh, I see what's happening. I don't know when these got pasted in. These aren't actually pasted in by... I see what it is.
I see, said the blind DM.
No, it's that sometime your tokens got put here, but they didn't have that they represented you.
So they're just pretty faces.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I have my guy now, but I don't... Still black all around him.
I do see me now.
Alright, hold on. I know what to do. I'm gonna get rid of these. You guys are just gonna sit in the darkness for just a little bit longer. Because I think if I copy these tokens, then they'll have their site rules. And I did not bring everybody because copy and paste in this hates me.
You guys gonna go see Spider-Man when it comes out tomorrow?
Comes out tomorrow?
Yep.
Probably not tomorrow. I might go see it this weekend.
You guys see things now?
Did anyone rewatch The Avengers? I'm tiny.
I see myself. I am also very tiny.
But I see myself, and that's it. Nothing around me.
Should go watch Avengers with all extra 6 minutes.
6 minutes of endings.
6 minutes. 6 minutes of unfinished Hulk footage.
Yeah. I have not.
Not. I heard about it from others, and I was like, you know what? I kind of do want to see the Avengers in the theater again, because it's a good spectacle of a movie. But
I already saw it twice in theaters. Because I had different people wanting to go with me. Well, I said fuck those guys and just went by myself twice.
That would be great. There's Scarecrow. Alright, so you guys can't see anything?
Nope, it's all dark.
None of the things. I can see me.
I don't see me anymore.
Just copy whatever the settings are.
That's everything.
Oh, there it goes.
I had to switch out lighting. Anyway. But yeah, you guys are in a clearing on the...
Jorin's upside down.
Are we all this close to the Scarecrow? Is this party set up?
I don't know your party setup.
Well, which direction did it come from?
He is in his position.
No, I mean, is that behind
Assume
us or in front of us?
It's to the north of you guys. Like, there is a patch of woods north and to the right, just a slight bit.
Alright, so it came out in front of us.
Yes.
I was in
So I think our traditional party setup was me and Aiden toward the back.
Because I was looking for things following us.
Well, but wouldn't... Jorin, would you have been helping with, like, tracking and survival and all that stuff? I mean, I agree, Fench should definitely be, like, up front. But congratulations.
Well, I thought Ismark was kind of leading us through this.
Yeah,
Finch and Ismark should be up there.
With the big guys up front, and then I was trying to stay observant at the rear.
I'd go here, but I need, I can't drag the NPC tokens.
I feel like our current
Where do you want the
layout is
NPCs?
pretty reasonable.
Do you want the?
Well, we need.
Do you want us in front of you?
Yeah, and then we'll have the main guy lead up over here, because he was leading us, because we don't know where we're going, and then we can have the girl chilling here.
Oh, just
Next
next
Oscar.
to you.
Yeah. Well, we don't want her in the back. We want her to be surrounded.
Mm-hmm. Let me get your old initiatives, so that the rabbit is still mad, and I just hear him thumping his feet, and I don't know how to help him.
Sucks.
Gizmo.
Where is he?
And you want to handle two more
I'll look
rabbits?
for 'em while you get this settled.
The rabbits can't be near here. They'll have a baby gate, and they'll be somewhere else. It's fine.
The dog's not near there either.
He's sitting outside my door.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. You guys have a house now.
Yes.
It's
I'm
only
still
been like
thinking
a
of the
year.
apartment.
It has literally been a
I
year.
haven't seen it. Last time I was in New Jersey, you guys had an apartment.
It's okay. They've never invited me over either.
Nope, nobody's been here yet.
No one?
I mean, we have our D&D
What happened?
group and stuff like that, but I haven't had coworkers and such.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. What happened to all like the game nights we were having, like all the time?
We have those much less often because you were the driving force.
Oh,
'Cause to be fair, I haven't invited them to my house either.
well, you guys are all welcome to come down to Florida to my place. Go to Disney World.
But your
Oh, I see
place
how it
is
is,
Disney
guys.
World. And then I have this boy.
Actually, Anthony's been over.
I have.
I've also been over. So is Stryder. What happened to all the
Yes, yes,
turns? Why you no save? This is all my own fault.
So wait, have I had more people over my place in Florida than you guys have at your house?
You've been in Florida longer.
That's a true
Ha.
statement.
By like a couple of months.
Also, you talk to more people. Oh no, not that high. Is it this number? Yes. That's not right. Where's Jorin's? Jorin should be this one. And Aiden should be this one.
The only person I see on the turn order is the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Mine's fixed.
Yep.
I
No,
don't.
as long as yours is fixed.
Yeah. I have to sneeze. It's gone. Okay, it's gone again. All right, first up is Jorin. Yeah, so what you saw ahead of you, Fench, did you call it out or?
Yes.
Okay. So yes. So from Fench calling it out, you see ahead of you, crawling out of the woods, a single scarecrow who seems to be reanimated.
That seems pretty easy to identify something bad. I can't move my guy. I have no free will.
What? It says it represents you, and it's controlled by you.
I can move
It was my own fault.
Oh.
Sorry, I saw the ruler selected.
Oh.
Then move around then in front of Arena, and then shoot an arrow at our scarecrow friend
Okay. You want to make an attack roll?
with. Oh, it doesn't show up. Is it that one? Not that one. That one. It doesn't give me the information. The worst.
Everyone,
did I
he's a
put it?
gloomstalker.
Yeah.
Huh?
Where is fancy ability? No, that's the one I wanted. That one.
So you're doing this?
Yeah,
The-
so the extra D8 with the attack if it hits. With I'm down to a short bow nowadays. 'Cause I'm too tiny.
Okay, and that's your 2 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So you said to yourself, moving in front of Irina, aiming your bow and shooting at the scarecrow, and land a hit directly in the center of it, where its chest would be if it was alive. Okay. And then you get the extra D8.
Don't.
So yes. So you do a decent amount of damage to the scarecrow. It kind of stumbles back a bit, but gets up just fine on its own.
Oh wait, no, I forgot. Forgot half of what this does. I make the second attack, and the second attack I can get the D8 on.
Oh, okay, so you don't get the D8 on this one.
Right.
If you take the attack action next turn. Okay.
No.
No, it's the same turn.
Right.
You
No,
make an
give yourself a
additional.
bonus to your initiative, and at the start of your turn of each combat, you take one additional attack as part of an attack action, and you get a 1d8 extra damage.
Right. So the extra attack, I get the extra D8. So the first
yeah,
attack.
That's fine. You have to roll 2 anyway, so just don't roll the D8 a second time.
Right. So.
Okay, so then this is your. Yep. So yeah, your short bow does hit again, and then. So then you do the 9 plus 2 plus 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes. So your second arrow lands just as easily as the next one, but the scarecrow seems to brush him off as if it doesn't hurt him as much as you would have expected.
Darn, resistant to piercing everything.
Buy some blunted arrows.
Just gonna put boxing gloves on my arrows.
I think that works. Put a spring-loaded boxing glove so it does more damage.
Yes, so that was Jorin's turn, so it is Aiden's turn now.
Let's just deal damage.
Okay, so it's a wisdom save for this guy. So it's the first one. So if it's equal...
It makes it.
So it does save from it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go through focusing your energy to see if you can do some necrotic damage to this creature, but the scarecrow seems completely unaffected by it.
Darn.
Okay, so then Oscar.
I'll move up here. I'll take the defense action and then give Bardic Inspiration to my brother. I'll just shout out to him, light him up, brother!
Ooh, Bardic Inspiration.
So you get to add your D6. I'll just put it up. Right, is it?
I think it's a D6.
It's a D6, yeah. Why is it not going up? Oh, whatever. Yeah, it's a D6 on your attack. You have it for the next minute.
So the 2 hit?
Yeah, 2 hit.
Okay. So then it is Ismark's turn. So Ismark, let me see, how far is he?
But he can also use it to his ability checks as well, or saving throws.
Ruler. 45 feet. Ismark can move. Not that far. So Ismark moves himself up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Kind of like halfway towards the scarecrow. Not charging him, but readying himself to fight with it. Then, does he have anything? He doesn't have anything special. Okay, so then Fench.
Let me see. I can only do stuff if I'm in mid. So 5, 15.
What's your movement?
Go there.
Go there. Okay, and just stand stalwart with Ismark.
Do you want to hold your action for if it gets close to you?
Yeah. Could do a prepared action, and if he gets close to me, I'm going to attack it. That's my turn.
Okay. Then it's Irina. I have her sheet up. She pulls out a rapier that she has, and she starts moving towards the creature. 5,
What?
10, 15, 20, 25. And stands here. What is this ruler?
It's the
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Romero's turn.
No one said she couldn't defend herself.
It's whose
Her
turn?
brother heavily
Romero.
applied it.
I'm surprised the scarecrow's coming after me.
Why? Does he...
I'm surprised it has higher than a... It doesn't have higher than a +0 index.
Oh, yeah.
Saying, this scarecrow could just be looking for his lion.
He rolled a 5. Oh.
Yes.
So yes,
did Romero.
See, he has a +1. Okay, so then it is the scarecrow's turn. So the scarecrow moves up and focuses in on Fench, making a claw attack on him.
It's not nice.
Does an 8 hit?
It does not, but I also counterattack my longsword. Babadoo.
Yep, that hits.
And damn, that's not okay.
You can turn advantage off in your sheet.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be. I'm just gonna take the first number.
There we go.
What's the D8?
That should be his damage.
Oh, so he rolled 2 attacks, but you really only wanted the 1 attack. Okay, so yeah,
Yes.
so so you slash at the scarecrow, and where you slash leaves a gash in the shirt that's hanging from its stand, but the only thing that comes out is stuffing, and it seems hurt, but not completely affected by the damage. All right, now it's Romero's turn. Thank you for calling me out on his dexterity.
Yeah, I was surprised.
He had a
She saw
+1.
you rolled a 5.1, so we assumed it was better than...
Move there, and then I'm gonna swing at it. And I'm gonna... Does that hit?
Yes, the flail does hit.
Alright, let me see. Do I know if it's undead or not?
Looking at it, you can imagine that it's some sort of inanimate object that's been given life.
I'll just hit it then.
Okay. So you swing your flail above you, and you mash it down on his shoulder, causing a bunch of hay to fly up from his innards. Doing alright damage, but again, it doesn't seem to be too hurt by it. I don't know why that didn't update. Whatever. Alright, so back to Jorin.
Suppose we do the shooty with arrows again.
Okay, that hits. Alright. Yes, so you take aim again, looking for another weak point to hit the scarecrow at. Instead of hitting somewhere so centered as the center of his chest, you instead hit one of his sides, sticking into him, and doing an okay amount of damage. He is starting to look a bit hurt now. He's starting to feel the blows that he's receiving.
How do you tell that a scarecrow looks hurt?
He has lost a bit of stuffing.
Alright.
So it's Aiden's turn.
Just Martoli.
Okay. A wisdom save. All right. So the Scarecrow now, starting to feel the blows he's been receiving, isn't able to defend himself from the necrotic damage, causing now larger chunks of stuffing to kind of fall out of some of the already open wounds that he's received. All right. So then it is Oscar's turn, unless you're moving Aiden.
There.
Okay.
All right, my go.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come up here, and I'm gonna vicious mockery it, and just shout out to him. Why don't you go while away the hours somewhere else, you brainless ditz?
The Scarecrow takes his eyes off of... He takes his eyes off of Romero and Fench for a short moment and kind of looks between their shoulders to make eye contact with you and kind of just shakes his head at you, kind of more disappointed than anything else, and then ignores you. And then it's Ismark's turn. So now that Ismark is within range of the Scarecrow, he goes in for a short sword attack since it's so close. It does hit and does 4 piercing damage.
Who is that against?
Ismark is a friend fighting the Scarecrow. And then it is Fench's turn.
I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna be real bold. I'm going to reach my hand.
Oh God!
It's into its stuffing and just pulling it out.
Well, I like
Giving
this
him a
plan.
reach around?
Is that a strength check then? Just a...
I think so.
I guess is...
Unless you're trying to hide it, then it'd be sleight of hand.
And I'm going to imagine the Scarecrow is going to kind of wrestle you, like slap you. Unarmed strike. How does unarmed strike work?
I think you just do like a D4.
Is
Yeah,
that what that's what this
Just
is
the
just gonna
D4.
be? All right, never mind. I'm just gonna slash at it. I was trying to be inventive.
Rip out its guts.
It'd be different if you were like, oh, I pull a torch out and jam a lit torch in its belly or something. But...
All right. All right. So let's see.
Okay, the 17 hits.
Boom. God
All right.
damn it.
So yeah, so you slash again, this time trying a different angle since you saw that the previous one didn't do so much damage. You kind of cut open his shirt a little bit more and some more stuffing comes out, but he's still standing. Irina, it's your turn.
You're Irina.
I am Irina. Sorry, I saw someone familiar in chat. So yes, so Irina, not scared to defend herself, runs around. How far is she now? 5, 10, 15. Yes, so she kind of runs around Oscar and past Ismark and comes up to the Scarecrow and slashes her rapier at it. She slashes in, she barely nicks it, and kind of pokes him for a little bit of damage. But the Scarecrow seems not distracted by her that much. But he's starting to hobble on his little Scarecrow feet. Then it's his turn. And he decides to focus in on Ismark. He tries to give him a terrifying glare.
Sounds scary.
And so then Ismark tries to withstand the terrifying glare and is just able to keep his mind strong enough to realize it's just an inanimate Scarecrow and he should not be frightened by it. Then it's Romero's turn.
Flail?
Yep, that's it. That hits.
All right, I'm gonna smite on top of it.
Okay.
So, I deal this damage plus I deal.
That scarecrow's about to be smitten.
Oh, it's not undead, is it?
Let me read his. He is not undead.
Well, it doesn't
Okay.
matter because
You rolled
don't
this.
add all those extra twos.
Okay, so it's the 4.
It's just 1, 2 for the
2
dueling
and
style.
4 for, so that's 6, and then
Plus
the
13.
plus 13. Okay, so you go through and hoping to completely end this scarecrow that's now extremely close to Irina. You smite it down. Your smite is, wow. Why am I blanking on everything tonight? No. What does your smite look like again?
Shadowy into light.
Okay, shadow in the light. Yes. So so the shadows kind of creep up from underneath of you and kind of grip the scarecrow and help you in your ability to smash it down with a flail, kind of pummeling it. And this time it actually falls back on the ground and does not get back up, and now just looks like a regular scarecrow you'd see out in the fields.
But beaten up.
Yeah, but beaten up.
I smash it into little tiny bits.
Until you keep smashing it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. So you keep going after it until all you see left are little bits of straw and some loose pieces of fabric. Irina seems surprised that you went as far as to do what you did, but she kind of ignores it and walks back to get back on the main road. And then Ismark comes up to you and taps you on the shoulder and thanks you for protecting Irina.
Who, Romero?
Yes.
He just grunts. And then pets Bungie.
And then you are all back on the main.
I'm gonna.
Oscar looks ready to steal your girl.
What's that?
I'm reading the mixer chat.
Yeah, Crispy was who I saw that I haven't seen in a little while. So.
Nice.
My turn order came up on the main map.
Oh, now it
So I need
did.
to hop over to that mixer chat and see who's trying to steal my girl.
He's trying to steal that girl.
I mean, either way, I gotta go up to her and I'll just say like, when did you learn how to use a rapier?
Oh, are you doing this now?
Yeah, I'm doing this now. What's stopping us? We defeated the scarecrow. He's now dead.
Now it's time to flirt.
She looks at you and goes, "Did you assume I was defenseless?"
The way your brother talks about you, it seems like you were.
He's just a protective older brother. Are all older siblings protective? You have Romero.
He's actually my younger brother.
Oh.
But you did handle yourself quite well there.
Did I? I felt like I just nicked the creature. Romero seemed to have saved the day.
He's almost been born with a weapon in his hand.
I'm surprised Romero didn't step in and say anything.
No, he's shy.
Jorin. But yeah, so she's like, well, that's impressive. They have someone who takes care of you so well. It's good to have family that you can support you.
Yes, family is everything.
She begins to walk ahead, following Ismark.
All right, I will give her space.
Okay, so then let me. I knew it was gonna bring whatever this figure is. Who drew this? Who did this?
Yeah, fess up.
Oh no, I dragged his head away. I don't.
That's because we killed him.
That's what it is.
That's a scarecrow.
Okay. So yeah, so you guys are walking up and realize you've ascended to kind of like the crest of the the sloping road and find yourselves kind of on even ground again. But as you're walking through, you find yourselves surrounded by forest, just as you've been throughout most of this. Ahead, you see a little bit of a clearing between the woods, right around here, and you realize how sheer the ground is below you, past this area. So you guys keep following this road, kind of making it out of the woods, and finally start to see clear ahead of you. The mists are still rolling in pretty heavily, but nothing seems to be blocking your line of sight too much once you get out of the woods.
So, are those scarecrows like a common occurrence? Is that something we should be worried about?
Ismark looks back at you and he says, the woods come with many dangers. All I know is that it gets worse at night.
Alright.
So now you find yourselves up on this road, clinging to the side of a mountain with the forest directly to the side of you. Up ahead, you can start to hear what sounds like the sounds of a waterfall.
You guys hear that waterfall? It's a rapping waterfall.
But yeah, so the road on the side of the mountain ends before an arching bridge of mold-encrusted stone that spans a natural chasm. There are gargoyles on either side that are cloaked in black moss that perch on the corners of the bridge. Their frowns are weather-worn. On the mountainous side of the bridge, a waterfall spills into a misty pool nearly 1,000 feet below. The pool feeds a river that meanders into the fog-shrouded pines that blanket the valley. Looking at the bridge, it has a sheen to it that has come from the mist below.
Seems like a bridge.
I pick up a small rock and kind of give a good chuck onto the bridge.
Okay. The rock hits the bridge, makes a small, sound for hitting it, but nothing seems to be odd.
I ask Ismark if the bridge is safe.
Ismark looks at you and he goes, I haven't heard any stories of this bridge. If any of you are well with the, are familiar enough with the outdoors, maybe you could double check it for safety.
I suppose that means I should take the lead on this.
I'll help you.
Okay. Roll investigation, or well, Jorin, you can roll nature. With advantage. Or, you don't need advantage. So yeah, Jorin, looking at the bridge, you can tell that it is kind of wet and slick from the mist below from the waterfalls, but otherwise looks sturdy as long as you take your time crossing it.
So the bridge is slippery when wet?
I turn to the group and yell, it looks safe, but just slippery when wet. I guess I'll cross the bridge first then.
Okay. So yeah, you cross it, taking your time, and you get across safely.
Oh no. Phrasing.
He said he was going to
Romero
cross on his own.
Bridge.
You're also safe?
Hops, does the chat buy you tacos?
They do not. There was a point in time where I've co-streamed with people, and we will go to Taco Bell at 2 a.m.
Oh, okay. I mean, that is the best time to go to Taco Bell.
Yeah. 2 a.m. Taco Bell is, I think, the most sane decision. Especially when they have nacho fries.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I mean, there's nothing out of the ordinary with this bridge. Would you all like to cross it?
Yes.
Okay. I only said it like that because Jorin said he was taking the lead.
I'll wait till Jordan gets across first. Just in case.
Alright. So yep, so you find yourself safely across. So you follow this through, noticing that you are kind of following the path through the mountains. The hexes don't exactly line up.
Castle? Like in the distance?
How far?
Not here, I think. I think there's a mountain blocking. right
yeah, like this
I think once
is a tall
I think
peak.
we round that bend,
Yeah.
then we might
So
be
maybe
able to see a
like
bit of it.
from here, we might be able to see it.
It is also a bit misty.
Yeah, it is foggy out. But yes, so you follow this path along and find yourselves at a fork in the road. So yeah,
We'll pick it up.
you follow the path and realize that even here, even in the mountains, the forest and the fog are inescapable. Ahead of you, the dirt road splits in two, widening toward the east. There you see patches of cobblestone, suggesting that the eastern branch was once an important thoroughfare. But also ahead of you, you see towards your left a set of gates. And Ismark points them out to you, and your eyes lead you to high stone buttresses looming gray in the fog. These are easily recognizable as the same type of gates you found yourselves at what feels like ages ago that led you into the village of Barovia. The headless statues also stand here, bidding you farewell from Barovia in silence.
Good riddance.
Avante.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you guys approach the gates, and the gates silently groan on their own to let you through, without anyone needing to open them for you.
Yo,
Thanks
why
to
did
the
this gate
side
open on their
cottage
own?
gates?
It's slightly creepy.
Ooh.
Yeah, those are the noises they made. We get it.
I don't need to take some sass from some gates.
Sass your gates.
Okay. So you walk through here, and you find yourselves walking through a small patch of woods. At this point, you come across, and you can kind of see you can kind of see ahead of you, standing on top of a mountain peak, is the windmill. At this point, it's probably been
3 hours?
Yeah, 2.5, nearly 3 hours worth of travel. There's still some sunlight, but you can tell it's starting to fade slightly in the day.
Well, be careful, everybody. We don't want to get ambushed around those windmill.
Some creepy witch lady.
Are we literally walking past it to get to the town?
Yeah, looks like it.
Just don't look, Oscar. You'll see it again.
But we have to climb up to get to it.
There's a road.
Kind
Is there a road, or is that where the name is supposed to be?
There.
No, it's just a road.
Right there.
Yeah, right there.
No, sometimes it's just like up around here. There's probably a name. Up in this water, there's a name.
Up in this section where it's slightly colored out for font to be easily read around. But yes. So yeah, so you walk up this mountainous road, directly up on top of the ledges. You find yourselves next to this windmill. Looking upon it, it looks similar to that of the family crest that you saw throughout the death house, but instead looks much more decrepit and uncared for.
Yeah, it took him like 5 hours, 10 hours. Oh no, it was like a good while to get over to this family windmill.
Are you going there, Aiden?
No.
Oh, okay, I got very confused. I was like, "Oh, I thought you were I thought you were the one person against this."
It's no fair. Aiden gets to go visit the windmill, but I don't. Fine.
So don't give him the opportunity. We just keep going. Looks spoopy.
But Aiden, looking upon the decrepit windmill, you kind of get this weird feeling that you start to see images of mushrooms around it pulsating.
Oh, God. Let's hurry up, everyone.
Yes, hentai, know where that's going.
And where is? Sorry, I have so many tabs open for for everything. Yes.
Take time.
Yes. So, the road you're on. Wait, no, that's not the note I needed. Okay. I was good, and then I lost it.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, so what you do, the rest of you do notice, is sitting on top of the kind of onion-shaped top of the windmill is a raven, kind of sitting on top of there, looking at you guys, and kind of eyes you guys carefully. But you guys just said you were going to walk past and head directly to Vallaki, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys continue walking, and once you get to this point, you start to hear the flutter of the wings from the raven on top of the windmill. It starts to fly around and leaves the windmill alone, seeing that you guys have walked directly past it. Oh no, the text for the windmill keeps getting picked up when I try to take your tokens. Hold on. I move this. Oh, never mind. It's just gone now. Oh, is that a raven?
It's a raven.
All right.
That's a raven.
That's so raven. So yes.
Ooh.
What?
So yes.
That was a decent show.
So hugging the side of the mountain, you find yourselves with the woods on one side of you and the mountain edge to the other side. So you start to reach a curve. If I could put you guys not in the middle of a hex, you find yourselves at a curve. Aiden, roll a d20. Okay. So you kind of hear the rumblings of sounds in the woods, Aiden, but when you look in, you don't see anything other than the branches that is slightly moved by whatever it was that was in the woods.
Was it behind us or to the side?
Like, right here. Okay. So you guys continue walking up this path. And you guys get kind of a break from being right on the edge of the mountain, but find yourselves in a short stretch of forest surrounding you on both sides. Romero, roll a d20.
Oh,
Finally,
no.
in my comfort zone.
In your comfort zone. Minus all the spooky. All right. So, Romero, you get an uneasy feeling and look into the woods, but nothing actually catches your eye to let you know what that feeling is.
I can't stop this feeling.
Oh, guys, we should hurry along.
All right.
Jorin, let's go ahead for a second.
Okay.
Can we, sneak up ahead?
Sure. Hold on. Let me...
Are we stopping here to let you guys speak? Fench, why are you so big?
I fix. So that's Jorin.
I am the boy.
Where did Aiden go?
You passed Aiden.
There he go. Okay. So how far ahead do you guys want to go?
As I move ahead with Jorin, I want to tell him, let's sneak ahead like we're scouting, but then hide and try to ambush whoever's following.
Or ambush the party.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Alright, so we move just out of sight, and then we actually duck into the woods.
Okay. So let's say, so out of sight of them, probably in the woods here. That would put you, that's a little far actually. Let's do it here. But instead you're more on this edge.
Alrighty.
Okay. So the rest of the party starts to move up. They get to about here. Oscar, you roll a d20.
Me roll a d20.
You roll a d20.
Boom.
Okay. So Oscar, you have your ears kind of peeled because you've been worried about Irina, and what you notice out of the corners of your eyes are... I have a table for this. How do I keep losing my tables that I'm supposed to use?
Oh man, not the tables.
Not the tables.
Well, at least you still got the chairs.
I have the chairs, yes. Okay. Okay. So, coming out from in this, like, kind of clearing the forest, you kind of spot what looks like a small group of people that look vaguely familiar. It's not that you know them, but they're kind of dressed and have the same melancholy look of the people that you saw back in the village of Barovia before you left.
Oh. Do they, from this distance, can I tell, do they look friendly?
It's kind of hard to tell because you're about, what was that, like about a half mile away from them.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll guys, looks like there's some people up ahead. Let's go meet them on our travels.
I say we keep on going.
Never mind. They look scary as hell.
I don't know why I can't make him smaller. No, please. You know what? As the group of them, all of them, that whole token, that's the whole group.
I mean, Oscar's still a friendly guy, so unless when we get closer, if they keep looking like friendly people, I'll try to say hi. But if they all of a sudden look like these White Walker type of bitches, yeah, no, scary.
Okay, so you just approach them.
As big as a horse.
He's as big as a draft horse.
Do they look as scary and intimidating as their token?
They don't look as intimidating, but they definitely have the same sullen look and the empty vacant look in their eyes. And when you approach, you realize there's 3 of them in the group together.
I keep on walking.
You just walk past them.
And I make a gesture for...
You cut out for a little bit.
I said I make a gesture for everybody else to keep moving.
I guess I'll just wave to them good day, sirs, and keep going.
Okay. They kind of just stare blankly at you. Upon walking past them, you realize that they're holding pitchforks. They don't seem...
Fine day for some hay shoveling. That's what you use pitchforks for, right? Besides a mob?
Yeah.
But yes, they kind of look at you confused. They don't seem to have any kind of malicious intent. They kind of look lost more than anything.
Are you guys lost?
One of them kind of speaks back quietly. Yeah, we thought that we might be able to go fishing here, but there doesn't seem to be anything to catch. And we realized we're a long way from Barovia and its village.
DM question. Do they mean where we just came from, with the fence? Or do they mean the small town?
The small town from way back.
Oh.
Like where Death House is.
Oh, that town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, you guys are quite almost over a day's journey away from there, but there is a small town up ahead we were traveling to.
Ismark kind of coughs. He's like, it's not a small town, but yes, we are. We are heading to a town up ahead.
In comparison to the towns we've been to before coming to Barovia, it's a small town.
I apologize.
It's no Waterdeep.
So
have you been to Waterdeep, Oscar?
Oscar's a big city boy.
Big city
I've
boy.
been to Luskin.
Well, I've read of Waterdeep. What would you have known if I was at Waterdeep?
What's weird about?
Well, that's why I was
exactly
confused.
is weird about them?
I've never been to Waterdeep, so I was wondering when you went.
Brother, when did you go without me?
That's my neck of the woods.
Are you from Waterdeep, Finch?
No, north of Waterdeep. Luskin. It's the big city north of it.
Oh, okay.
So Fench, what were you saying? You wanted to see what they were like?
Yeah, well, are they just like the villagers from the last town they look like, or is there like more features to them?
They just look like villagers that had come from the town where you first met the party, where you ran into the hag and things. Or,
Right.
yeah.
Well, look, you can come along with us to the towns. Let's get you out of the darkness. Just keep up.
They seem like kind of surprised. They're like, okay. And they don't really give you much trouble.
And there's 3 of them, right?
Why have you been out?
It's 3.
Light? This is far from town. This is a really far trek just to go fishing.
There's not really large bodies of water near the village. We were hoping for another way to feed our families, but this doesn't seem to have been the right option.
Well, this is definitely the wrong direction for sure. You're probably better off either bringing them all to this town coming up or the other direction.
Are your family still in the small town?
Yeah, it's just us 3. And you see it's like 2 kind of older guys and one guy who's probably mid-20s with them. So it's probably like a father and his brother and then their eldest son. Or the one guy's eldest son.
So also a brother.
Alabama.
So, by the way, I'm Oscar. Nice to meet you guys.
Hello.
And what may we call you?
Like I said, I keep losing my tables. The one that's been speaking on behalf of the group says that you can call him Harkis.
Hello, Harkis.
He's like, yes. I'm Harkis. This is Oleg. And my son is Turl.
Hi, little Turl. Wait, how old is he?
25.
Oh. What's up, Turl?
He's probably taller than you. Oh, Turl.
It was a power move.
All right, so you guys are having them accompany you to the Vallaki?
Yeah, but maybe like more towards the front of the group so we can all like watch them.
Okay.
Just in case.
So they agree to take up a whole hex in front of you because I don't know how to shrink their pieces.
I'm glad they agreed to take up a whole hex. Spread them out. One in the front, one in the middle, one in the back.
So Aiden and Jorin, you guys, since you were on the very edge, you could kind of hear most of the conversation. What do you guys want to do?
Ask Aiden if he was sure someone's following us quietly.
Okay. Guess perception.
I mean, I heard some noises in the woods, and we've had many things happen right behind us.
Do you want me to roll perception?
You say that to him?
Yeah. Someone to roll perception.
It's a slang used by the youths.
Yeah, one of you can roll it with advantage since you're both kind of like playing lookout.
I don't trust these guys. Want me to perception check them?
It should be you, Jorin.
Oh, nice. With advantage.
Oh, wait, yours is worse than mine. What the fuck?
You can do it, Aiden, if you want.
Actually, I do get.
All right.
Okay, good, Jordan.
So you guys kind of split it up so that Jorin's kind of listening more towards the woods section since he's kind of more used to being in the woods, and Aiden's kind of listening along the pathways. Neither of you hear anything that stands out, and it actually seems like whatever might have been causing noises has left you alone for now. You don't hear any further rustling through the woods or along the pathways.
How much time does it look like we have left?
It's not quite dusk, but you are losing daylight.
Oh no! Get to the town!
I do suggest that we do quicken our pace. Do you agree? This was a question.
I concur.
Insert question mark. All right.
I'll turn to Aiden and suggest that we catch up with the group.
Group activity.
2 miles left.
Yep. So if you go regular pace, it's right underneath an hour to get there. If you guys pick up your pace, it'll take you a half hour.
Let's pick up the pace. We're traveling with a group now. Can you travel fast, new gang?
New gang, new hex.
New gang.
People.
They agree as long as it gets them out, somewhere safe for the night.
Yes. And then, did you guys catch anything on your travels? Are you starving? Do you need provisions?
They look and they say that they had some provisions with them that they were able to eat, but unfortunately they weren't able to catch anything new to bring back.
Kate, how much were like a day's fishing tend to fetch on the market?
Not much.
Yeah.
Gold coin?
No, I'd say like a couple silver, depending on the size of the fish.
Then I'll flick to them. In lieu of catching, maybe they'll help you out, and I flip them a gold coin.
They look ecstatic and surprised and go, such generosity.
Well, that's to be known of, Oscar.
A true politician. But yeah, so they eagerly look to you and go, we can walk as fast as you need us to. If you need us to pick up the pace, we can run if you need us to.
Oh, no need. I think a brisk pickup should be fine.
Okay. And then, so Aiden and Jorin, do you guys meet back up?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
Shit, someone's coming out of the woods behind us. Run! 2 guys look shifty.
Familiar but shifty. Yep. So you guys pick up your pace, and you find yourselves approaching this town ahead. How'd you get left behind? How'd you get left behind?
Oscar dawdles for a moment and ends up being alone.
Oh no! I know I have this open. Where is it? There it is. All right. So the road you're on meanders into a valley watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods begin to recede finally, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by... Ouch. Surrounded by a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt ends... The dirt ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are a half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them.
It looks like we found a great place.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll keep the wolves away.
I think that's kind of the point.
As soon as you're able to see the set of guards atop the gates, you hear them shout a loud halt directed at you.
Hello!
They kind of ignore your greeting and begin describing who they are. They say that they are the guard of Vallaki, and they ask, "Who are you and why are you here?"
I am Oscar. This is my gang. And I wait for everybody to introduce themselves.
Oscar, maybe you
shouldn't we just let his Mark do the talking?
Yeah, well, Ismark can go up.
All right.
This whole operation was his idea.
All right. Hops, talk to yourself.
It sounded like Fench had something to say.
Oh, I heard. I agree with their plan. That's a good plan.
Ismark does step forward. He greets himself as the current burgomaster of the village of Barovia, stating his first and last name. I can't remember his last name. Oh, my brain. He's introducing himself as Ismark Kolyanovich, and the guard instantly seem to recognize them, and Irina also steps forward, and the guard bows to them, and they ask, who are the rest of these people with you? Ismark explains that you guys are a set of trusted adventurers that he brought with him, that they are... And fishing people. The commoners that they found on the road that would like lodging just to be safe. And then Ismark goes on to explain that they're here to bring Irina to hopefully be safe and far away from Strahd, and that no one here has an allegiance to Strahd. The guard... Do you say that out loud?
Under my breath.
Luckily, the guard don't hear.
That whoever's next to me.
Yeah. So the guard don't hear that, but the guards seem to accept that as explanation and start to step down from the gates. So they come down from the gates. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, can I do an insight check on the guards when he says nobody here has any ties?
No, Ismark said that to the guards.
Yeah. Can I, when Ismark says it to the guards, can I just, like, see if they have any reaction to it?
Yeah, go ahead. You can roll insight.
Oof.
You try and look at the faces of the guards, but since sunlight's kind of waning out of sight and they're in heavy uniform, you can't really make out too many expressions on their face.
So you're telling me if we would have waited a day and the sun was out, we would have known exactly these were evil people.
But yes, so the guard comes down and motions to some of the patrolling guard along the wall to open the gates. The gates are locked by a couple chains and that are tied together with locks behind the gate. The guards are all holding pikes, and they allow you in. The guard that stopped you for questioning greets you and states that he must first lead you to a table to make sure everything is accounted for. He leads the party to a table where there's scribes with ink and paper, and he begins explaining the procedures of the town. He goes, "Before we can go much further, I think it's only fair for me to let you all know that any mention of Strahd is illegal in any form. From now on, if I am to mention him, I'll be referring to him as the Devil. We hold a festival each week in honor of the residents' general merriment and continued support of our burgomaster, Baron Varius Valakovich. As guests, you do not have to do anything to aid in the festival preparation, but you must attend and participate. It is mandatory for the length of your stay. Failure to attend will be in strict opposition to Vallakian law. The next festival...
For their right to party.
The next festival is the Festival of the Blazing Sun, which we will be holding in 3 days in our town square. Any failure to comply with any Vallakian law will mark you as criminals to our city, and you will be punished as such in accordance to our justice system. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask them."
How much participation is required?
This festival in particular, the Blazing Sun, we are gathering sticks and getting them ready to set a blaze in the town square. So preparations are still underway, so I can't say for sure what kind of participation is required.
Well, don't you guys do this every year?
We have various festivals that we hold each week. The Burgomaster comes up with them. Our last festival, you still see the remnants of coming up by us, is the wolves' heads on spikes.
Oh, so that was purely just a festival.
Yes.
That's a pretty morbid festival.
How old's the Burgermeister?
He is an older gentleman, but we do these in hopes to steer Strahd away. So wolves are one of his companions, so if we leave them on spikes and hunt them, that shows them.
I see.
I guess.
Yes, and happiness is what we're going for, so constant festivals to bring out the happiness in everyone is the ideal.
How does the town fund all these festivals?
We just gather everyone and have volunteer efforts to gather all the supplies needed. We have various wolf hunters that create pelts and things that have their licenses. So they helped with the last festival.
Do all these festivals ever get tiring?
We do not question the festivals. It is Vallakian law that we participate.
How many people are in jail for not celebrating these festivals?
Well, the punishments vary. Imprisonment is one of them. Some of it's fines. In particularly severe cases, there have been executions in the past.
Over festivals?
Well, keep in mind, the devil is strictly prohibited.
Gotcha.
But we are not
super anti-devil, so don't have to worry about that.
That is good to hear. And keep in mind, not participating, we only have the right to assume that you might be in leagues with him.
Is the devil known for not partaking in parties?
The devil is known for bringing about despair and sadness. The festivals are an exact opposite of that.
Oh, jeez. All right, Romero, smile, please.
You can't see it under his mask anyway.
Yeah. The guard, having listened to Ismark's, introduction of all of you, didn't notice Romero at first. Notices him now, and he gives, like, a kind of, like, startled look, and he's like, if you are trusted by the other Burgomaster, I have no right to say anything else. Any other questions?
I just want to point out that I'm really happy that I did not do the introduction I was going to do. It involved saying the demon's name.
Oh my goodness. All right. If there are no further questions, this is why we're here at the table today. To keep everything, under control. We respect everyone's right to bear arms, but we ask that they all be registered. So our scribes here will keep track of your weapons.
Sure, that sounds fine. I show what I have.
Okay. So a scribe begins to write a brief description of you, asks you your name, and then writes kind of just short things about the weapons that you have, like that your short sword is especially shiny, but they don't seem to know the difference between too much of stuff. What do the rest of you do?
Yeah, I'll go up. I'll just be like, hi, I'm Oscar. I have this rapier, my dagger, and my sharp tongue.
The scribe audibly sighs and writes down the actual weapons that you've listed.
Don't pity laugh.
Romero?
I guess I'll go up and I'll declare my weapons. I got that there flail, the your shield, heavy crossbow, and some things that go in it, and then that creepy decorative dagger.
They seem
a hand grenade.
They seem confused by the dagger, as it's that's one with the rat skull.
Yeah.
Yeah. They seem confused at it and kind of they don't want to touch it, but they nod and write down rat skull dagger immediately and kind of like try and shoo it away onto the next weapon. What about you, Jorin?
I don't have any problem, having them list my weapons, and go through the whole process.
Okay. And then Aiden, you don't have any weapons, right?
I've got a dagger, a light crossbow.
Oh, okay. Do you present those?
Yeah.
Okay. So the scribes take down everything. And then the guard nods and thank you for being so compliant. It does seem to be getting pretty late, so we do have the Blue Water Inn that you can stay in for the evening.
What makes the water blue?
The water of Lake Zarovich is quite blue. I'm assuming that's where its name came from.
I just kind of like whispered to Aiden, "Hey, isn't that bad guy that we're talking about? His last name Zarovich?"
I don't recall actually.
Do you want me to answer that as DM?
Up to you. Like, do we have to memorize everything, or?
Quick, somebody take the feat King Mine.
The name does seem familiar to you, Romero.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I was pretty sure about it before. That's why I was asking.
Yes. All right. So I'll bring your tokens all over. And the guard took note of the pitchforks that the commoners had. They didn't have any other weaponry on them. He can recognize. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think their trouble with fishing was they were trying to use pitchforks to fish.
No one said they were smart.
Deadly fishing rods.
You can fish with a pitchfork.
You just have to have some upper body strength.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he recognizes them as commoners from the village and also points them to the inn. And they were also there for the spiel, and they nodded accordingly. So they kind of go ahead of you guys since they had much less to declare, much like a customs check. And they went ahead to walk towards the inn. So let me move all of you. Copy. Oh, I need to drag it. I'm sorry. It's not that close. And you find yourselves inside of this town where...
Oh, this is a big town.
It's
Oh.
We have found the quest hub.
I want to put...
But no graveyards.
I feel like I'm on the wrong side of town.
No, you're inside.
Yeah, I think we are. No, but shouldn't we all be all over here?
You got let into the wall. This...
We walked all the way around the outside.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, no.
What was that?
Do that.
I apparently grabbed a
I'm
corner
scared.
instead of you guys. Why wouldn't it let me?
Just stretch across the town.
Jorin. But yes, you came in.
Marker over here. Oh, someone's drawing lines.
There you go. Yes, so you guys find yourselves... Oh, I grabbed a random line. Anyway, you find yourselves on this side. The guards have closed the gates behind you. And you are inside the town of Vallaki. The area that they explained to you for the inn is a 2-story wooden building that's easy to spot. It has a sagging tile roof, and you can usually find a whole group of ravens sitting on top. And when they point it out to you, they do say it's kind of in the middle of town. And the direction they point you in is following just this main road straight ahead.
Here's my guess.
So I guess we follow the main road to find a building with ravens on top.
Okay.
As we draw penguins on the side of the map.
Is that
penguins?
What that is?
That does look like a penguin. So yeah, so you guys find yourself on the main road, going past a ton of residence areas, a couple of business areas. They all seem to be closed up though, having it been past dusk. And you find yourselves here. And this building is indeed one that is covered in ravens. Approaching it, you see a gray smoke that issues from the chimney of this large 2-story wooden building with a stone foundation and sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall.
Yes, we go in. Unless Ismark has someplace else for us to stay for the night.
Nope. Ismark agrees with heading in and says this is the inn that he knows of that can house guests. So, let me grab the inn.
And this was the same place they were staying at?
The commoners?
No, the siblings.
I believe they are.
Okay. I feel like you would know.
I know most, not all. Yes. So this is where you guys would find yourselves, but I need to make you normal size now because this is now normal. If I can, there we go.
Can't be the size of horses.
It's dark and spooky again.
I know. I don't know. Everything I'm grabbing is
like
like
hops.
It's grabbing things to the side of you and not like you. Okay, it is enforcing line of sight and stuff. Hello, tokens. Please let me grab you.
Do we need that in a tavern?
No.
We might get into a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see outside.
Yeah, does anyone not have any sight?
I have no sight.
You can scroll down to the bottom right corner.
I can see.
What's that?
You guys are in the bottom right corner at the entrance of the...
Oh. Yeah, I get the thick thematic lighting, or the line of sight stuff, so yeah.
I'm just doing this to get your tokens, like, normal. Okay. Did Aiden not come over? No, Aiden's there. Okay. So you guys are all here at the entrance of the inn. Walking in towards the entrance, you see a 3-foot high stone well sitting on the outside. And then the doors are available to be opened.
Oscar, care to do the honors? You like opening doors.
Yeah, I'll open up both doors and stride in.
And he announces confidently to the world.
Yeah, I can't get through these doors.
Are
they locked?
They have dynamic lighting bars.
And he confidently announces to the party, I can't get through these doors. Someone help.
And they're locked. We can't get in.
There you go.
Aha!
Doors.
I open up the doors. Are there like patrons and stuff, or is it just this woman?
Are we still all supposed to be able?
There are patrons. I just need to populate them.
Okay.
Are you okay? Are you in the bottom right?
A lot of women in cloaks.
They're just general commoners. And then I will have these two. Are you still completely blind, Fench?
And now for something completely
different. Scroll down to the bottom corner.
I see nothing. I see nothing now.
And then out of game, were we supposed to keep a low profile? This is very important.
It was
We've
not.
been warned that he has spies, but we get to decide if we keep a low profile.
Honestly, this whole town seems to be like, we hate him. This is domain, so.
Yeah, we should party it up.
That seems like an odd stance to have for something that's supposedly a powerful being that's, like, just down the road.
Maybe he's one of those guys who just likes to stay at home.
Not wrong.
They throw parties so he feels uncomfortable and his anxiety keeps him from showing up.
But yeah, out of game, low profile, like Stryder said, you have been warned that he has eyes and ears in a lot of places. There's no easy way to tell for you right now who or what those eyes and ears are.
That's the point. He's thinking we'll have our guard lowered here so that we'll just talk up whatever our plans are to anybody.
But remember that you've been warned about the laws in this area.
Which is to don't be gloomy.
Don't be gloomy. Don't say his name. Also, they take having weapons and things. They take that all very seriously. They're very law-abiding.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like the village where you could kind of like
hash around with their weapons out.
Yeah.
Another quick question, DM. How much are drinks normally? Like a singular drink?
The bar here has particular set prices. So if you go talk to the bar, the person running the bar, they'll give you the prices and the different drinks available.
What are like the average price of like a low cheap thing?
A couple silver.
A couple silver. All right. So yeah, I'll come barging in and be like, we've finally made it. I am Oscar the Great with my brother and companions. We've taken a long trek here, and I feel good. 1 round of the cheap stuff for everybody. I'm on a slight budget.
Everyone here seems kind of like confused and kind of murmurs like, who is this guy? But when they hear you announce, the free drinks, they get a little bit of excited. I lied to you. The cheapest drink here, the bartender up here, she, knowing that you're new here, shouts out, "All right, that's 3 copper a head then."
Oh.
And she starts counting them off. So what? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 patrons other than yourselves, plus Irina Ismark. What does that add up to, everybody? I lost track already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 17 people if you're buying drinks for the party, I presume. 18?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 18 times 3. 54 copper. So what is that, like 5 silver, 5 copper?
Alright, I'll plop down a gold and like keep the good times rolling.
She nods her head at you and she's thank you kindly, sir. We'll keep everybody well quenched.
Thank you. I should probably break this gold into smaller change.
I mean, if you're looking for a means of it, I can always assist.
Well, you still owe me for the sword.
I mean, what do you want?
I don't know.
Clearly 110 gold.
Ah! I like good jokes. Tell you what, they'll save your life sometime. That seems even. It's very bound to happen.
Yeah, you do seem, just when you use your sword to fight, just keep your loyalties to where you've acquired the sword.
Okay.
There we go. I just bought me a person.
All right.
Never been so tempted to give back a sword.
I assume this table's good for all of us to sit at?
Yeah.
We have, like, overlap a little?
Yeah, it's just, you know, the hexes are weird.
You want to sit on my lap?
No. Definitely not.
So, looking at the time now, it's about 11:30. Did you guys want to do more or call it here, now that you made it to the inn?
Call it.
Call it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, this is a good stopping point because now you're, like, in the town, ready to talk to whoever and wherever when you guys are coming back.
I do want to offer up a seat next to me for Irene.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. But after this session is done, it is I will forget. It is a level up.
Woo!
One
Yeah.
powerful
Scarecrow.
Yep. So yeah, so you guys will be level 4 coming back 2 weeks from now, and you will have the whole town to explore and wander.
Oh man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, stuff and things.
Stuff and things, and you also have the windmill. Now that you've
Until Oscar inevitably drags us to the windmill.
yeah.
We're in town right now. These are my people.
These are my people.
Also, I'm just saying, I might want to follow Oscar to that windmill because supposedly our witch is there, right?
Yeah.
So I have a high incentive to join him with that.
I mean, by which it was like an old lady with a cart. We only know one old lady, and she happened to be the one killing kids. So.
Yeah.
We
People
get
die
there.
on
me-
so
selling
either they're a
apples.
witch or.
Just let me get out my jumping to conclusions, Matt.
My favorite one.
Yes. So yeah, so what are the main things you guys want to look into next time around? I know, Oscar, I don't know if you forgot already, you do have the toy, and Mary told you that the toy maker's in this town.
Yes, I did forget that. Thank you for reminding me.
I'm interested in hurting windmills.
So.
I do also want to take out and become the new Burgermeister of this town.
By what means?
That will be foreseen later.
Okay, just
on the document of plans. Probably evil. I feel like parties all the time is not a way to sustain a township, but we will see.
So, reminder, Oscar overthrow rulership. Got it. That will go swimmingly.
Romero wants to visit the local pet store and get some treats for Bungie.
Okay, look for pet stores for Bungie.
Is he gonna find more rabbits to bring with him in 2 weeks?
2 new babies.
2 new rabbits, possibly.
Maybe. He's just gonna be covered
I found
in
the
bunnies.
pet store. Oh wait, it was a Chinese food restaurant. Sorry.
No.
Surprise. They're actually chinchillas.
Yeah, chinchillas. I might be biased.
Just a little bit. So then, does anybody else have major things? Like Jorin, do you have anything standing out that you're interested in looking into or discovering?
Not so far.
Okay. And then Aiden?
I'll probably hit a library at some point and try to get all the things.
Library. Okay. So I think that's everyone. Okay. So
I was skipped.
you said you wanted to go to the windmill.
Oh, yeah.
Was there other things?
I was kind of thinking, trying to hit up the guards and try and see, where their loyalties lie and where exactly they want to be. Because I mean, what do we have to do for the windmill, right? We just go to it.
Murder.
Yeah.
But I have interest in trying to see, who's in charge of the guards and who's in charge of the military, all that jazz.
Okay.
Is that something somebody can just do? Like walk up, like, hey, who runs military here? Asking for a friend.
I'm just curious. Who pays you guys?
Might it be to overthrow this burgomaster?
If there was one guy to take out, who would you say it was?
Also, keep in mind, try to keep this away from Ismark and Irina's ears, because Ismark is trusting the current burgomaster to keep Irina safe.
Right. I'm sure he's probably lecherous. And...
He's gonna get us hated by both towns.
So remember,
is her best interest in mind.
Yeah.
We might actually be really close to finishing this campaign at that point.
In unexpected ways.
Oh, man.
I didn't want to have to do this, guys, but it's time for a TPK.
We can team up with the vampire, right?
We're gonna team up with Strahd.
Hey, Strahd, both towns hate us. Let's just take him out.
Campaign over.
Do you need help? Like we could be minions.
The campaign is just all of us becoming vampires.
All of you become Doru. That seems like the ideal way to go.
Yep, easy mode.
Easy mode. Doru lived a great life. He had a good time. He lived long and had...
Our real goal was to become monsters ourselves, and then we become the Strahd.
Oh, snap.
There's too many of you. Which one of you becomes the Strahd?
Well, I become most Strahd.
I become the most Strahd. You're the under Strahd. You're the...
Just let Oscar sit in the castle and then we go do whatever we
Yeah, Oscar is definitely the appendix, because if he were accidentally killed, it wouldn't affect us.
That's the best vicious mockery I've heard.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
He's giving it to you.
Sleep now.
Do you need a hug?
No,
This is all
cool.
the conversation we're having is we're drinking Oscar's free drinks too.
Oh, goodness. But okay. So does anyone else have anything else they thought of that they want to have covered for sure?
Besides just making more moves on the girl? No.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't really have a chance because you guys were through the woods and then Scarecrow and then through the woods and then town.
I thought you were just being blunt with him for a moment.
You didn't have a chance.
I mean, he's
also true.
He seems to have forgotten that he mentioned the no-go zone.
Yeah, no, I remember. I got a plan for that.
He's gonna woo her.
Is that why you're dressing like her?
Just saying.
Spoilers. We haven't gotten there
That's
yet.
only certain people into that.
No, obviously the plan is he'll disguise himself as Irina's best friend and then play wingman for himself. Oh, that Oscar.
Yeah, you got me. I'm gonna trick her into thinking I'm this local naval girl. Walk up myself to her.
Gonna dress Romero up.
Those eyes, I've seen them before.
Think like
I thought he was gonna dress up and hit on Ismark.
As his sister.
Well, they're not blood related, right? Oh,
He doesn't know that.
How does he not know?
Everybody else knows it, apparently.
It's kind of like, you've had the secret so long, and you meant to tell them. At this point, it's just more pain, right? Like You know, this is really. I was supposed to tell you this like years ago, and we're kind of here now. And I don't really want to tell you now because I've held this on way too long. That's how I feel like it's at.
Any chance Ismard is actually the devil?
No.
I doubt it.
You're too suspicious.
I mean,
He wants Ismark out of the picture so he can have Irina.
The devil is. It is accumulation of vice and villainy. That could be you yourself.
Oh man, the devil's been incest this whole time.
Oh my gosh.
What?
What does that have to do with you?
That broke his mind. He's like, what?
I'm gonna disguise myself as the brother.
Oh.
But the brother doesn't have the same hair color.
Lannisters, okay.
Yeah, you got a hair color that's like regular brown instead of Auburn brown.
I'm gonna disguise myself as the brother, being disguised as the sister to talk to the sister.
Look, it's me, Ismar, pretending to be Irina. Isn't that funny, Irina?
If I make it confusing enough,
You're a dude disguised as another dudette.
I'm loving this plan so far.
The checks you would have to roll in my head are so high.
Just remember, just because you succeed does not mean you succeed.
Deceptions. Man,
Sometimes your success is the best worst outcome.
We thought that this was going to be Weekend at Bernie's, but it's actually Inception.
How many disguises can one man wear?
So actually, it's an artistic piece where if you look at him on one side, he's a man. But you look at him on the other side, well, he's still a man. He's just kind of dressed girly.
That's good.
I'll just go around in disguise and just spread the good word of the devil.
Oh no!
Until one person's like, yeah, that's right. I'm like, aha, tricked. Get him, guys.
Mission accomplished.
Heckin' bamboozled. Oh. Alright.
He's that cop from South Park that played pretends to be a
Right.
prostitute.
Oh
Oscar,
god, that
like,
was such a
sacrifices
long-running series too.
Strahd, and then like when they summon the monster, he's like, freeze! You're all under arrest.
Alright. But yes, I'll bring the stream down from here. Anyone that came and hung out, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. I don't know who to host tonight. I guess I should check that since we
Thanks for